Hi guys, I'm Lael.
And I'm Courtney.
And welcome to our new All the Drama podcast, where two best friends talk about
Korean,
Japanese,
Thai,
and Chinese dramas. So sit back and listen while we rant and ramble about the scenes that made us cry, laugh, and squeal with excitement.
Now, girl, tell me all the drama.
So guess what we're talking about today, girl?
What?
We're talking about Marry My Husband.
Marry My Husband has 16 episodes and is currently streaming on Amazon Prime, and it is a Korean drama.
Basically, it's a satisfying revenge story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it ticks all the boxes. Truly, it does. However, before getting into it, as you all know, you guys have watched the drama with us. It's been out for a couple. Actually, just finished.
It just finished.
You guys should probably watch that before you listen to this.
Spoilers galore.
Let me just talk about how crazy good the acting was in this.
Phenomenal.
Especially we call her the trash can, the shit best friend.
Sumin.
Girl.
I love this actress. She does the crazy eyes so well. She plays the villain so well. I've never enjoyed watching a villain more than in this drama. It was phenomenal.
It was so great. And by the way, okay, did you know that the same guy that plays the trash fiance is the same guy that was in the viral TikTok Gwenchana? Yeah, you know the guy that was like Gwenchana.
Yes,
that's him.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not at all.
So, just a little tidbit for you guys. Okay, so let's get into the drama. Okay, so we start off with the drama in the opening scene.
Yeah, so basically, we're starting around, what year is it supposed to be? 2023, 2024, something like that?
No. This is, This is like 10 years in the future.
So it starts in present day, where she's dying. She's dying of cancer, and she goes home one day because her husband
needs to fill paperwork, I think.
Yeah, never showed up to the hospital. She walks in, and her bestie from middle school is sleeping with her husband, and she catches them. A fight ensues, and her husband at the time, trash fiance, pushes her into a glass table where she falls, cuts her head open, and she dies. And that is how she dies.
Okay, like before this though, like you can see her listening to the conversation of the trash and the trash best friend, and literally the trash best friend was like, should I just push her off the cliff? And I'm just like, girl,
that's supposed to be your best friend.
I know she hated her, but she played the game well. Like, you'll find out throughout the drama, like, when she goes back into the past, she plays her best friend so well. Unless you know the signs, you're not looking at her like she's crazy.
No.
And it's so crazy because half the time I want to believe that she really does love her best friend, but she doesn't.
She doesn't.
And
we start to see that here.
The rage. I wanted to fucking fight a bitch. I seriously wanted to punch something. Both of them.
So she dies, and we're listening to her final thoughts, and it's really sad and moving and crazy. And then all of a sudden, she blinks, and she wakes up, and she's 10 years in the past, in 2013.
Yeah, and she remembers everything.
Yep, she remembers everything, and she wakes up in the middle of the office where she was working, and she completely freaks out, as a normal person
she
would.
should.
And the way they portray it was just what an opener.
So great. It really caught your attention. So that's basically what happens in the beginning scene. And that's kind of like a great starting off point, right? So the opening scene was amazing in episode 1. And then the ending scene is the cherry. I think one of my favorite, honestly, scenes in this whole thing. Because at the end of episode 1, you see her realize that like she's already gone through all the emotions. And she's like, I'm going for revenge, right? At the end of episode 1, she's like, that's it, we're going for it. And she tells her best friend, I have some trash for you to take out. Could you take it out for me?
It's one of my favorite lines.
Because they foreshadow it in the upcoming episodes, as you all know.
Eventually, at the wedding, her ex-best friend and ex-husband's wedding, she comes back and says, thank you for taking out the trash for me. And the way that this single line keeps coming back throughout the episodes, I just love it. I love it.
Yeah, because then at the end where Sumin finally realizes what she was doing the whole time and she flashbacks to that line, it's just a realization moment for her.
So that was our favorite line. I think both of us.
Quotes, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, we got to talk about this. So moving on, one of my favorite scenes that I want to talk about and start off with is the shopping makeover scene that we have with the main protagonist's sister. So Jae-hook's sister.
Can I just talk about how much I love this sister? Just
oh my God,
acting wise.
And the sister.
I feel like she's me because she's so animated. Like, she's just, like, over the top. She's such a bubbly personality.
Genuinely good to the soul. Like, she pretty much becomes Jiwon's new best friend. Yeah. And I love the contrast of where we have Sumin, trash girl, who is just so completely evil inside. And then you have this this other girl
Complete opposite.
who's just the complete opposite and is genuinely good, down to earth, and is exactly what Jaewon needs in a friendship. So they become friends. I love how they become friends.
Yeah, the whole earring situation, which again made me so pissed off. Ji-hook's sister is such a girl's girl.
Oh, I'm not even talking about that girl. I'm talking about way back when they first met. She was in the Jae-hook's sister was stuck in the bathroom because she was on her period.
Oh, yeah.
And Soo-min came in first. Trash girl came in first. She asked for help and ignored her. Walked out. Then Jae-hook went into the bathroom and
helped her get a pad.
And they were instant besties. And I just thought it was the cutest thing.
How come friendships always happen in the bathroom for girls? Like, literally, it's like a different realm. Suddenly, you're no longer hating each other. You're best friends.
Something about the girl's bathroom. I don't know what it is. It's a true thing in real life. Seen it happen.
Yeah. We're two people that do it.
But so yeah, we go into the makeover scene where it does point coming back to the fake earrings that Soo-min bought Jaewon.
And by the way, did you know that Soo-min's earrings are also fake?
Yeah, but they're better fakes. That caught me. I wasn't anticipating that. I thought she would have real ones.
Yeah, but then you see the real ones and you see Soo-min's and you're like.
So yeah, so we get into the makeover scene with Jae-hook's sister kind of being like a fairy godmother to Jaewon and taking her on a all paid expense shopping spree for this upcoming reunion that she's going to go to. That's where Jaewon starts realizing just how deeply manipulative Soo-min is and how she actually didn't give you this gift because she cared about you. It was to set you up and to make you look bad.
Aside from the earrings, though, the complete makeover, I completely love how it wasn't just makeup and a new wardrobe. She's like, cut my hair off. Whole new me.
And it's so real because, girl, like, I don't know about anyone else, but every girl I've talked to, when you're going through stress, when you're going through a bad breakup, when you're going through something hard, we cut off our hair. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
She completely cut her hair off, and I was like, damn, she looked good. She looked good.
New everything. New hair, new makeup, new style. She looks fantastic.
Honestly. And then the wardrobe is just
top tier, absolutely. So that was one of my favorite scenes, especially seeing their bonding, the two of them bonding over.
I know, and she actually has a best friend that likes her.
It's a big deal.
It's really a big deal. And I think who's never had best friends for her, because like.
Right, because she always, that's what I kind of like too, is because this is the first time she's actually having a real bestie moment. Yeah. Like, she thought this Soo-min was her best friend all these years, and now she's realizing, nah. Like, this is what a best friend is supposed to be. This is what a true friendship is supposed to be.
Her going to the reunion, confronting the three bullies, I thought was absolutely amazing of her.
Yeah.
Because, one, she confronted her bullies. Like, that is a courageous thing to do, especially...
She could have not gone. I don't know if I would have gone and confronted them. I don't think I would have. It takes some balls to do what she did.
Well, I think she did it because she's realizing how much lies Soo-min has told and said, and she wants to set that straight. I really do love how the bullies are actually, repentive.
Yeah, we see that throughout the series.
Because we don't ever really see bullies realize their mistake and a thing.
Right.
And I didn't catch this at first. I'm like, how come her boss is going to get the guy to go to the reunion? Like, I was wondering why that happened, because you don't really realize, unless you read the webtoon, by the way, which I think this drama actually stays pretty damn true to the webtoon. He goes and gets the chef, and I'm like, okay, that's a little weird. But he made him come, and that was a great turning point, especially to Soo-min's downfall. I thought it was so brave of her.
Oh, absolutely. She's badass. Badass. When she whipped open that bathroom stall, and you're seeing the comparison, the side-by-side of what happened then and what happens now. She is such a fucking badass.
I know.
It was so cool. I had so many moments in this drama where I just kept sitting back and being, damn, she's fucking badass. And I love that. I love having a female lead who is not a damsel. Like, yes, the boss, Jae-hook, does help a lot, but she doesn't give damsel vibes. They're helping each other. He's helping her
as she's helping him. Yeah. And it's
a badass. Yeah. And I just love it. I love having a female lead that is such a badass.
Doesn't cry every 2 seconds either.
No, she's gonna change her fate, and she's gonna get her revenge. And I freaking love it.
So a ton of things happen after that. You guys have watched the drama. The next part, the confession scene. The confession scene in episode 6. Okay, can we just talk about how respectful this man is? Okay, he first was like, I like you. And she's like, if you don't feel the same, that's okay. But he said it in such a non-threatening way that made her feel safe to, like, reject him if possible. He never made her feel like she had to love him back. And so many men don't do that for women, I feel like.
No, men need to take note. This man is goals. Is goals. It should be a goal for every man in the universe. Watch this drama. This is what women want. At least
True.
me, I am woman.
I am woman. I am woman and I want this.
But yeah, no, I absolutely love the confession scene too. And another scene, probably one of my favorites, is when you see both characters figuring out that they're now in the past.
That they came from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is, I think, one of the most creative ways about traveling back to the past and then finding out that they both traveled back. I don't know how they thought about it, because that's such a mistake somebody would do. They're like, yeah, I really like this song. Oh, I really like this song. But that song came out 4 years into the future.
Yeah, when
Or
they're
however many
both,
years.
so to set up the scene a little bit, they're boss man and Jiwan, they're talking, having a good time. She's listening to music, and he's asking what she's listening to, and she's listening to BTS.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't listen to BTS nowadays, you know? And he mentions, I think it's him that says it first, where he's like, oh,
No. She was
Is
just
it
like,
her?
I wanted to try to find Spring Day, but I couldn't find it.
Right, and he goes, oh, I love Dynamite, I think.
Or was it the opposite?
Something. Point being, both songs were made in the future.
Yeah.
And that's when they both realize, holy shit.
We're both from the future.
We're both from the future. But to go back to that, not only is that my favorite part, but my favorite part too is I love how they showed her coming back, like waking up in the past.
Yeah.
I loved that. But what I loved more is the little hints we got of when Boss Man woke up in the past. Can we talk about that?
Yeah. So it was the elevator scene.
Yes. So it's interesting because you have to really watch it to get it. Because when Jiwon is first in the past, or first thrown back in the past, the boss man we see in the beginning is past boss man. Like, he is not thrown back yet.
he's
It
not
is
traveled
only
back
later, I think the next day,
Yeah.
that he gets thrown back. And we know this because of the little cues they give us. And this is why I love this drama so much. We can figure out when he was thrown back into the past because we see past boss man. He's cool, calm, and collected. And he's talking to Jawan and trying to calm down Jawan, who's freaking out because she's in the past. Next day, she's in the elevator, and all of a sudden, this cool, calm, and collected dude we just saw a couple minutes ago stumbles into the elevator and looks
Disheveled.
shooketh.
He does. And I thought that was so weird because why would a man open an elevator, look disheveled, be running like he ran just to stare at her?
And he's just, you can tell, he's just, like, he does not match the man we saw yesterday or what we've heard of this man.
Right.
Who
Right.
we've heard is very cool, calm, and collected, level-headed, doesn't lose his cool. All of a sudden, we're seeing a very discombobulated boss man. And this is the moment where I'm like, oh, damn. With the way he's looking at her, it's like he's seen a ghost. Because he is, essentially.
Because she died. Because he was at her funeral.
He was at her funeral.
And then he died right after.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
It's like the dead came back to life.
Yeah, it was
Although,
phenomenal the way they did that.
There's one thing that I forgot to add in here. Can we discuss how her dad was the one that brought them back together?
I know.
Not just the blue heart, but if you notice in the beginning, the taxi man
taxi driver.
was her dad.
For both her and him.
They were driving somewhere, and it was the dad. And I just love how the dad was like, would you do something different? Would you actually change? He's like, I would do anything.
And I would protect her.
And I would protect her. And
I'm just like, oh, like, I'm just dying. Because this man is realizing now that she's dead, he's like, holy shit, I think I was in love with her.
this whole fucking time. I mean, in love with her since college when we find out.
And it's only after she dies where he's starting to be like, I think I was in love with her. And
I think he kind of always knew that he liked her, but he never did anything because he was so focused on the path he needed to take.
yeah, but he does hint at it in the taxi. He just never, because he was so busy.
Yeah, he was so busy, he never
focused
thought of
on
it. Right. It never was an option for him, a path to take.
Exactly.
So him having the little blue heart, the same way she had a blue heart on the dollar bill, killed
on
me.
her allowance.
And it just makes me feel like, the dead are watching. They're watching after us. And then
they're still taking care of her.
Still taking care of her. So moving on to episode 6 again, the trash can's wedding. Yeah.
Yes, Trash Can's wedding. We have Trash Can bestie and we have Trash Can well, now it was her husband, now ex-fiance. This was phenomenal. And again, the way that they do the back-to-backs from the past that she had before and then the now that has changed, where you see Jawan in this hideous wedding dress sitting
So
there,
ugly.
and then you see Sumin, and it's just absolutely phenomenal.
it gives you the satisfaction.
It does.
It really
does. And the way that the visual of Jiwon walking in with Boss Man.
Oh, hot ass Boss Man. Yeah.
Wearing that all white suit,
Beautiful.
looking $1 million. That gorgeous necklace he gave her. It was just, what a visual. Kick ass.
So kick ass. And then his best friend was like, that's your ex? You dropped the ball on that?
You dropped the ball on that.
You dumbass.
I loved that. What I also loved, and I may be jumping ahead, one of my favorite parts of this too is we have the chef who has a crush on...
By the way, the chef is so cute. He's my little bias.
So cute. The chef who has a crush on Jiwon, he comes to the wedding too because he got an invite.
Yeah.
And I just love how he goes, yeah, I was invited, and he's talking to Jiwon, and then all of a sudden he goes, yeah, but they also saw the invite. And then the doors open, and it's the 3 bullies. Like, the way, like, the way that they come in is like,
for you.
We feel bad for the way we treated you, so we're going to get your back, and we're going to destroy this wedding. And
They did. They came out with as revealing outfits as they would wear for the wedding.
Yeah.
And then just completely, like, be outrageous.
I loved it.
And it was great.
But I just loved how he was like, yeah, I came because I got an invite. And then he was like, oh, yeah. They also saw the invite.
Like,
I loved it. I absolutely
so
loved it. Another favorite scene. We're kind of jumping a couple episodes. We're going to be jumping to episode 10 is the kiss scene. And I think you and I have differing takes on the kiss scene. And I'm interested in getting into it because me personally, I loved the kiss scene. I loved the intensity. I loved the passion. The way that he's just looking at her and she leans up to kiss him and he's just looking at her and all of a sudden he just grabs her and they just go for it. It is...
I do love that. And the kiss scene was very, very well done, and I think that's good. And I do love the kissing. It's the whole romantic part that fell short, but again, it's a revenge drama, guys. And while it does show some romance, I felt like the romance fell a little flat. I think in the webtoon they expand on the romance a little bit more, so you get a little bit more scenes with that. But in the drama, they didn't. But the kiss scene was really, really good. Like, he's got kiss scenes on lock.
Well, and I want to expand on that because I'm someone who hasn't read the webtoon. But so just solely watching this drama, I actually felt that we got enough of the romance. I loved the fact that the main focus was this revenge plot.
It's something new and refreshing.
Yeah, and they still gave us enough romance for not only them, but the side characters too. They gave us enough where I felt... A little bit
of side characters. I wanted more of the side character drama, though.
I wanted more from the side characters, but I'm happy with what we got. I felt like it was a good balance. So yeah, I love that the overall main plot of this is the focus of it is the revenge, and that the subplot, which is a hefty, good-sized subplot, is the romance. So I'm happy with what I got.
Yeah, no, I liked it. It was a refreshing thing. The issue with me is, like, I don't know why I think the main 2 characters didn't have the best chemistry together. I think it was nice, and I think it was good, but, like, it wasn't, like, instant for me.
I kind of get what you're saying, because the chemistry that I felt was solely from the man, the boss man.
Right.
The actor just oozes chemistry. Like,
right.
All the intensity, all the passion I felt came from him. But yeah, all that intensity, all that passion that I felt in this definitely came from that actor. So I do get what you mean.
I don't know. That's just the way I felt it. No, that could be different. Now, like, after...
We can have differing opinions. That's why. Yeah.
We can. So, honestly, the last, like, scene that I think really, really stuck out, because, like, after this...
They had a couple subplots, so the subplots that I wasn't too much of a fan of, but that's fine.
I mean, it made sense.
It all tied together.
Yeah.
It did. It all tied together. And it made for an exceptional story.
And then we had this discussion on, like, why you think the vice president was, like, obsessed with Ji-hook and why she went so far to get Ji-won out of the picture. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, I didn't understand why Boss Man's ex-fiance was so obsessed with him, because he never showed
an inkling
of anything to her. Not even just not affection, but just nothing. Honestly, he lived a very robotic lifestyle before he met
Ji-won.
Before he died.
Yeah.
What we hear from everyone on his side of the family, from his sister, from the HR manager,
Yeah.
from his grandfather, is that he was very robotic and didn't really care about anything.
No. And then that's where I thought, I'm like, look, if someone tells you your whole life that this person is yours or this thing is yours and yours only and you're going to marry it and you have to be the best thing you can be for it, it messes with your head. And I have a feeling, and I feel like that's what Asian cultures do, especially when they're betrothed at a young age, is you just get it in your head that, oh, I'm going to be marrying this person's mine. It doesn't matter if you love each other, it doesn't matter if you like each other, he's mine. Which is, I kind of figure why she was kind of so obsessed with him.
I did not like her character. I didn't.
You know who that is, right?
She's famous. I know
Yeah,
she's famous.
BOA. She's a Korean singer.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew that there was a big deal when they announced who the
She's one of the
ex-fiance
top,
was going
like,
to be.
she's the top best solo. She's like a legend.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. But she plays the villain very well, because I did not like
Super
her.
well.
And that ties into kind of the one of my favorite things of this drama is the ending for all the villains.
Oh, talk about satisfaction.
Yeah. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So let's talk about, who should we start for? Okay, let's do it in order. Let's talk about the trash ex-fiance, Jawan's ex-fiance, his ending. I think it's so poetic that this man, who in the future kills her, takes her fate and gets killed by Soo Min in the same exact way. I loved it. I thought it was so fucking poetic.
Oh, it's 100% poetic. I fucking loved it.
And they were doing the back-to-backs as he's falling and he's about to, and you see him falling, and then they switch back to show when Jiwon was dying and falling, and how, you know, we see him pushing her, and then all of a sudden we see Soo Min pushing him, and it was just so poetic. It was absolutely poetic. I was actually really thinking that Soo Min was going to be the one who was going to die. And I was actually getting kind of disappointed, because I'm like, it just didn't seem like enough to me.
It was a nice little twist.
It was. So much better than my expectations, because I feel like everyone got exactly what they deserved. He got the ending he deserved, and then we'll switch over to Soo Min. And I think Soo Min's ending is fucking phenomenal, because bitch is crazy.
Oh,
Bitch crazy.
She in jail.
She goes to jail, but the way they get her, it's like she gets set up, they set her up, the police come, they get all the evidence, because bitch loves to talk. So they got it all recorded. She
really thinks everyone's just going to believe everything she says.
Yeah. And she is sent to jail. But so it's not just the fact that she goes to jail. That's not the satisfying part. It's the fact that she is literally driving herself mad in jail.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's having dreams and hallucinations of her ex-husband. Well, her husband that she killed.
Yeah.
Jawan's ex-fiance.
Trash fiance.
Trash fiance. She's having dreams and hallucinations of him coming to visit her in jail and wanting her to sign this life insurance policy so he can give it to Jawan. And it's just driving her completely mad that Jawan not only won, but has such a great life. And so she goes crazy. That's what we get. She goes absolutely mad in jail. And I love it.
So great.
Freaking love it. And then the boss man's crazy ex-fiance. That was fucking poetic.
That was a plot twist too, because I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't either. And I was freaking out, because I'm like, so everything's tied up nicely, but we still know that his death is on the table.
See, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're right.
I did, because a death for a death. They've been saying it all along.
Sure, I didn't think about it.
And he has come to terms with the fact that he's going to die.
That would make sense.
And I think after he survived the car accident that he was in, where they thought
he was gonna die.
Yeah, where he did survive, I feel like he had like a fighting spirit to like fight against the fates. But there was still that idea that it was going to be him who's going to die in the future.
That's why he was setting up everything up for her.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And so when this plot twist comes out of nowhere, and it's actually his ex-fiance who is driving too fast and gets in an accident and dies, is so poetic. And then we see the heart that the father tattooed on him this whole time. We see it disappear after she dies. What a way to let both characters know that the fate is closed now. Like, you did what you had to do. This isn't going to linger over you guys for the rest of your life. You can go and be happy. Oh, I got chills right now talking about it.
When the third villain died, so a trash can died, the girl ex-fiance died, and then Sumin was like now in jail. All I could think of was that song, like, ding dong, the witch is dead, witch a witch, the wicked witch.
I loved it. And then I also loved how the kind of epilogue ending we get where
They have twins.
and
They're
the babies are so
cute.
cute. It's absolutely cute. And again, the reason why, and I know I keep saying this, but the reason why I loved this drama so much and why it does get a 10 out of 10 rating for me, we'll come back to that.
Okay.
But is because of the poetry. It's like, we're not just watching a drama, we're watching a piece of art, is how I feel it.
Really?
Yes, because the poetic justice we see, the symbolism, the foreshadowing, everything's phenomenal in this. But the way that they end with, so we see them have twins, we see the years go by, and we see the twins grow up a bit. They're probably around like 7 or 8,
Okay.
I don't know, around there.
I don't know
Basically, we go into the future to the point where it is now officially the day where it all began, where we began. The day in the future where Jinwon died. And now
they're alive.
they're alive and,
And
they're together
happy.
and they're happy and they're reflecting on this beautiful life that they have that is just so different from what either one of them had before. And is so I have chills. Like I literally have chills right now. It is beautiful. Just simply beautiful.
It is. I truly do love the ending. I think it was such a happily ever after, and we don't get them that often, I feel like.
Not as satisfactory as something like this.
Like
we
survived and we're alive, you know?
And I am completely satisfied with the ending. They didn't leave any loose endings. The only complaint I have, and literally it's not even a complaint, it's just a wish. I loved the side characters so much in this that I do wish we would have seen a bit more of their romances blooming.
Yeah.
The chef boy and our foodie sister, foodie loving sister.
That's the perfect pair. A food lover and a chef.
And the other best friend with the HR dude. Oh, I loved them. I really wanted more from them.
That's because we totally glossed over the fact that the girl manager, almost also took Jiwon's fate. Do you remember that?
Yes.
The fact that she almost died from the table too. Do you remember that time where they went with the police?
Yes.
And then Jiwon broke that table, and I'm like,
if she hadn't broke
she would have
died.
died. And then, did you notice how the audio and the videos of the car stopped working? And then when the fiance that died, or was it trash fiance or was it girl fiance?
Trash fiance.
When and then it started working again?
Yeah. That was so cool to me. Because, again, it's these little things that if you're not watching carefully, you can miss.
Right.
Where she was on the path of getting Jiwon's fate. And as soon
the cancer
as...
too.
And the cancer. And as soon as trash fiance died and took Jiwon's fate, all of a sudden this recording info, basically what they say in Korea, and I'm not sure how accurate it is, but they were saying in the drama that she didn't have enough evidence to show
that he was that
her
adultery.
husband was adultery. Yeah, was
cheating.
Because audio was working, but it wasn't enough. They needed
like actual
visual proof,
because it could be anybody on the phone, I guess.
And all of a sudden, when Trash Fiance dies, the audio comes back. I thought it was a very cool way to show that the fates switched.
I really do love that. Here's the thing: fates are fate, and somebody has to fulfill that fate, but it doesn't have to be you. And I love that it wasn't necessarily Sumin, because then we start seeing her, and I'm just like, oh my god, she's taking her fate too. The cheating husband, the cancer, the table, and I'm like, I thought this was supposed to be Sumin's fate, but I guess anybody could take it.
It was such a cool way that they
had a little bit of drama.
Yeah, like your fate can go to anybody. The way that they played fate out, like all of it was just such beautiful poetry, and I know I keep saying it, but it's just the way that they show fates. You know, you can't beat fate. I love the fact that was such a reoccurring thing in this.
Yeah. You can't stop what's going to happen, but you can change who it happens to.
I do. I have to say that overall, if I were to give this a rating, I would give it a 10 out of 10. And I am not saying that lightly.
I think this is definitely a solid 9 out of 10. And that's mainly because I went, and like I knew it was a revenge drama, but because I had read the webtoon, I knew there was supposed to be more romance in it. And that's what I was kind of hoping for, but I still love the revenge.
I think that's fair.
It was satisfactory. Like the actors, the people that they got to play the characters were really spot on, I think. So I think it was great. I think it was a good drama. I think it was a refreshing drama out of all the dramas we've seen that
so
are just
different.
romance.
That's what I really liked too, was that this is so different and refreshing from, because I noticed this is with a lot of Asian dramas across the board, Korean, Thai, Japanese, etc., Chinese, we get a lot of the same reoccurring plots and themes. And this was just out of the park. And as someone who hasn't read the webtoon,
I heard the webtoon like a little bit ago, so I'm trying to remember. I knew that it was pretty similar. I can't remember exactly what happened.
As someone who solely has just watched it, I give it a 10 out of 10. Not for the romance, but for everything else.
If it's everything else, I would give it a 10 out of 10.
You have to go into this not
expecting a love romantic story.
Yeah, it is a subplot. What you are going in, the main focus of the story is the revenge. Right. And so I do recommend anyone who is interested in that type of drama to watch this. 10 out of 10. Love it. Happy with it.
And that's a wrap-up of Marry My Husband. Thank you for tuning into our podcast. Please follow us on whatever podcast streaming platform you use. So, Courtney, what drama are we discussing next?
We're going to be reviewing the Chinese drama Go Ahead, streaming on Viki.
Go Ahead is just really this heartfelt story of a blended family.
Yes.
And it's one of my comfort dramas, our comfort dramas, honestly.
Very comfort dramas.
So go and watch that, and that way you'll be ready to listen to us rant and ramble about it next time. Until then,
happy drama watching.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.